Welcome to the Action Playbook. I'm Jason Fox.
And I'm Coach Robin.
And we're helping leaders take action in life and business. Idiots.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on all right. We're on for this Wicked Wednesday.
Another Wednesday recording in the same clothes again.
Yeah, 3 Wednesdays in a row.
We sleep in the office.
Yeah. I still smell good though. Haven't moved a lot.
Yeah.
Episode 18, Perturbation. What?
Yeah, what? What is that? Perturbation. It's not a word I made up, I promise.
Yeah, it's questionable.
Yeah. Okay. So
prove it to us that you didn't make it up. Give us some meaning.
So I'm gonna start off with a bit of a science background.
Lost me.
The second law of thermodynamics.
Okay.
Now we covered this in an Action membership recently, so I hope you can remember what the second law of thermodynamics was.
I think I was drawing doodles in my notepad.
Oh, of course you were. Standing up there, sweating bullets, trying to explain what perturbation is.
It's turning a solid into a liquid or vice versa, so via heat or cooling.
Correct. Yeah. So it's heat or cooling that changes the state, either from solid or liquid. So an egg goes into boiling water, so that's where the heat is applied and it turns into a boiled egg, a solid boiled egg. You take a block of cheese and you put it on some bread, or slices of the cheese and put it on some bread, put it in the oven, apply the heat, and the cheese turns into liquid.
Pretty crazy to think that you're doing the same thing to two different objects, but it has an opposite reaction.
Yeah.
Every positive and something opposite reaction.
Every action, I don't know. Moving on.
That's another podcast.
Yeah. So perturbation is in that example. So the perturbation is the applying of the heat. And it's the state that we have where we've all experienced this, where you get butterflies in your stomach, right? The thought of standing up and presenting to a group of people gives you butterflies. Or if you're a competitive sports person, before a race starts or before an event starts, a sporting event starts, you get butterflies. Even though you might have done this 1,000 times, you still get those butterflies in your stomach, right?
Yep.
And I used to compete competitively in the surfing world, and so I used to get nervous before a heat every time. And I was like, when am I going to get over this? But actually, what I found, and this was before I knew anything about perturbation, what I found was that having those butterflies, having that little bit of anxiety pushed me to be better, to achieve more, and to go out there and do what I needed to do to the best of my ability.
Yeah, it's like a little warning system that you're about to test yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you don't feel anything, then it's too easy.
Too easy, it's too comfortable. Yeah.
If you got used to speaking in front of your BNI group of 30, go and speak to 10,000 people. I bet you feel it again.
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny because I'm fairly comfortable with public speaking, but I still get those butterflies every time.
I know, I've been witness to that. You're getting better. You are getting better.
Definitely. Definitely. And so the perturbation is something, again, it's something that happens to us that you're either aware or not aware of. But I want to say that perturbation is something that we should actually embrace.
Sure.
Because what perturbation really means, like the second law of thermodynamics, is we're going from one state into another state. We are going from point A into point B. And that's what we want in our business, right? We want to be progressing. We want to be growing. We want to be breaking through our glass ceiling. And so breakthrough comes from that perturbation.
Sure.
The perturbation is there to say, what you're going to do, what you're about to do is uncomfortable, but if you push through, you're going to win. And so from the glass ceiling, going through the glass ceiling, what we find is when we get there, because the perturbation has pushed us. And so what we find when we get there is that there's a whole new. with a new glass ceiling, there's the next level up. And if we don't break through the glass ceiling, we just stay where we are, and we can't do that.
The comfort zone.
It's a comfort zone, right? And if we stay in a comfort zone, what happens is that the rest of the world catches up.
Yeah.
It might be okay now, it might be okay today, but you've got things like inflation, so you've got to keep moving forward to stay ahead of inflation, right?
Yep.
You've got competition. If you're staying in your comfort zone, chances are your competition is going to catch you up and possibly even pass you by.
Yep.
So we need to be conscious of constantly moving out of our comfort zones. One of the ways to do that is set your goals to a point where they scare you. Make your goals a little bit scary for you, because that tells you that it's uncomfortable. Now, the great thing is, if you can conceptualize a goal that scares you, you already are or have the ability to get there. You may not have all the skills or all the tools that you need, but just being able to think about that and put that as a goal in the future on the other side of your glass ceiling can drive you into breaking through the glass ceiling.
Yeah, so, makes sense. It's I think we talked about it a while ago. It's kind of what I've lived through. A couple of podcasts again. As a broker, that's what I've done for many years. Just repeated the same year on year, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas now I'm smashing through ceilings, doing all sorts of stuff. Got a team member, got a business partner, got big goals. We're really shaken up what I was doing this time last year. And even at that time I was trying to grow. I was starting other businesses and stuff, but if I just look at that one business, what I was doing in that specific business, it was stagnant.
Yeah.
It wasn't growing.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. I mean, everybody who owns a business has already really taken a big step through perturbation. I mean, let's be honest. Starting a new business, doesn't matter, what it is or how experienced you are, it's still a scary idea. Because it's unknown. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. You may assume that it's going to be successful, but you just don't know, right?
Yeah.
But you've taken a massive step in starting the business. So you've broken through that perturbation glass ceiling, and you've gone up a level. Mm-hmm. And so we have the abilities, we have the capabilities. What stops us from breaking through the glass ceilings? Often it comes down to fear.
Sure. False evidence appearing real?
False evidence appearing real. And
so that's the things we tell ourselves a lot of the times?
Yeah. Our limiting beliefs.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not smart enough.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a recession. There's not enough businesses out there.
Yeah.
My logo's not perfect yet.
One of the big ones is I need to make more money before I can employ someone.
Oh, well, everyone lives through that one. That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
I've been living that one for a couple of years now. just got through it. Do you know how I got through it? Found business partners that already had staff. Made it way easier. But yeah, that is the one that every self-employed person deals with.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people listening or watching this will resonate with that one, And so what happens is we kind of grow our business, we go along this curve, and then just, we come up with this idea that, maybe I should employ someone. You might even go and put an ad out there for someone, and then just before, when you're faced with the decision of, okay, I'm going to offer, I found someone, I have to make them an offer, am I in, am I out? And then, well, you kind of dip back down and you go, oh, it's too risky, I'm not ready, I need to make some more money, I can't afford it. And what I say is, can you afford not to?
Yeah. When you talk about the false evidence appearing real as well, so many people that you speak to, oh, you don't want business, oh, staff is so hard, sick days, they're this, they're that. Okay, cool. But would Apple have the thousands of staff around the world without staff? Their owners died and passed on, so it's only run by staff now, essentially, right? And it's still a big business. Mm. So not everyone's a bad employee. There are bad bosses, employers. But yeah, that's a great one. Like, don't listen to everyone, because look over the fence and I'm sure you'll see plenty of great staff, and I'm sure if you're a business owner at one point in your life, you're a great staff member. That's why you chose to go and do it for yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what we're promoting here today is, don't get comfortable, don't get lazy, don't get comfy, don't be apathetic about your situation. Break through, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Embrace the discomfort.
Yeah, if you're not growing, you're dying. Yeah.
If you're not growing, you're dying, right? So know what's going on, understand what's happening, know that, there's this fear that's holding you from breaking through. Work on that, overcome the fear, break through, and start the next level. And that's how we can really progress fast. And it certainly was true for me and my business. And we had rapid growth, certainly through the initial phases, and that's because we didn't know that we weren't supposed to do or be as successful as we were as we were experiencing. And so we were breaking through glass ceilings we didn't know existed.
Yeah. And you probably had a feeling of imposter syndrome and all the rest of it. But every time you get uncomfortable, you'll get comfortable, and it's time to set that next goal. So you can probably rewind to dreams and goals and visions and all the podcast right at the start of this if you're picking this up midway.
Yep.
So listen to this, understand that to break through a ceiling it'll be hard. It takes time. There's processes, but your goal can be big and scary. My goal might be that I want to earn $10 million in 5 years. Well, let's break that down. Well, that's only $2 million a year. So what's that equate to a month? Break it down. What's that a week? What's that a day? Is that achievable? Oh, well, that's double my revenue. Could I get there in 12 months? Maybe. How could I do that? Maybe employ that staff member. Oh, if you're only one person, you employ one person. That'll be a quick way to double your revenue. So it doesn't need to be as daunting and as hard as it sounds. It's just about taking those baby steps and getting you there.
Yeah. I think that's a great example. That's a really great example, because what you've done is, I said one of the things we have to do is overcome those fears. And what you did is you just overcame the fear by breaking it into smaller, more manageable, more palatable bits that you can see a way through to getting to where you want to be. And that is definitely one of the ways that we get out of the comfort zone. Yeah. When we have a plan in place that can show us that it is possible. So the message for today is get comfortable being uncomfortable. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say get excited about being uncomfortable. When you're experiencing perturbation, get excited about it, because it tells you that something good is coming. And the last thing I want to say is nothing great ever happens in the comfort zone.
Yep.
Greatness happens breaking through into the new zone, going through that discomfort, and that's when greatness happens. You don't experience great sitting on the couch doing nothing,
just the status quo,
or doing what you've always done. Yeah,
the purpose that drives you forward, that brings you out to new heights and new successes, the new relationships you meet, the new things you acquire, all of that stuff. Get out there and get uncomfortable. I'm going to go and buy myself a bed of nails. Mattress is gone.
That's it. You got it, Jason.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Get out there. Take some action.
There he is.